Hey guys, welcome to Sarah's Jewelry Studio. So tonight we're going to be doing the finished jewelry update for the Curated Bead box called Lilac Fields. So I was able to make a lot of pieces out of this. I didn't make specifically just sets. I do have like some just random earrings, some random necklaces. So I'm going to show you what all I made out of this. And I'll show you this is everything that was left out of there. If you remember, there was a whole bunch of like bead like mixes and everything. So this is all I have left, which is just some random beads that I can use as nice focal beads at a later point, but I did not use these, and I didn't use this chandelier finding. So I'm going to show you everything that I did make, and stay tuned for that. Alright, so here we go on this finished jewelry update for the Curated Bead box, and the theme was Lilac Fields. So if you recall, this set had a lot of bead mixes in it, okay? So I did have, like I said in the intro, this few little bits of stuff here that I did not finish using. I also had some of these findings that I didn't finish using, so I did use a lot of my own stuff for this one. I don't typically go to the findings box, but I do use some of it. But I do also like to add in stuff from my own stash as well. So we had, in this set, we had 3 different bead mixes. We had the green Lampwork glass bead mix, the green Hues glass designer bead mix, and the purple Hues glass designer bead mix. So I did use those bead mixes throughout all the different collections. Well, not all of them, but I did make 5 3-piece sets, and then I ended up with these 2 bracelets and these 4 pairs of earrings. And then, like I said, I do have that bag, that extra bag that I could use, in other projects down the road. So let me show you the earrings that I made here. So I did make 4 sets here, and like I said, most of this just came out of the bead mix bags. So I had little apples. So these purple nuggets, I had other purple nuggets, but these are the only ones in this shade. So I just made those into 2 earrings, since I had 2 of them. And then these little blue beads, I just put some black beads above and below them, just to, bring out their little black dot colors that are in the bead there. So I think these all turned out cute, just some random earrings. And then over here we just have just a stretch bracelet just out of this one type of bead, which I believe was the light green, 8mm light green faceted glass bead and a 14-inch string. So there's those. I did use some of these in another collection, so this bracelet actually could be used as a, like a stacker with that other set. And then I made this memory wire bracelet here, which is what I just used, the last of these smaller beads here, faceted rounds, and then I believe they're the pale purple semi-opaque glass beads. I believe is which ones those are. And then just out of the bead mixes, I just went through and figured out what colors that I like well together, and out of what I had left, and that's what you see on here. That's why I didn't use all of them, because I didn't, put on things that I thought were either too big or that just didn't go color-wise. So, there's those. Alright. So, I'm going to get this out of the way here. Okay, so let's move on. So now we have 5 3-piece sets that I'm going to show you here. Alright, so, and they're all kind of different. They all look like they have their own little look to them. Alright, so here's this necklace here. And this was with these darker purple nuggets. So I told you I had those light purple nuggets. These are the darker ones. And this was all I had of these. So there's the little bracelet, just a stretch bracelet. And then some earrings here. And these earrings just have some of these metal spacers on them. So I didn't actually use them anywhere else in the rest of these collections. Let's just double check and make sure I didn't, but nope, I did not. So these metal spacers are only in this set. They're only on these earrings here. So you can see the the bracelet here. Like I said, just a stretch bracelet. Has some of the purple nuggets in there. And then more of these. Like I said, that could match this. So you could always stack those together just to give it more of that purple pop. And then these are just seed beads from my own stash. So I just thought the colors went really nicely. Pretty much matched the color of this one here. So there's that. And then the necklace here, again, is same kind of seed beads from my stash. And then just another couple of nuggets. So this one had kind of an extra little bump on there. I debated on seeing if I could knock that bump off just because it does stick up so much. But I didn't want to ruin the rest of the stone, so I just left it alone. Same with this one, you can see it has that little dot that sticks out. So there you go, I just left it alone. And then the back just has a lobster claw on there. And I just did beading wire with the crimp tube down here at the end and covered it with a crimp cover. Alright, so there's that set. And then up next, this is my favorite set out of this box. I really like this. So we got these light green swirl marble style glass beads, and I just think they're so pretty. So I made a little set. So this is the only set that these beads are in. And I just used white beads to go with it, just to kind of, you know, make that green, make it really pop. So we got these, and I just used some little rhinestone spacers in there, and they're just on some silver ear wires. So you can see, at first when I very first looked at these, I thought they were like a pattern, but they're really just kind of a random swirl on there. And then just a stretch bracelet. I believe all the bracelets in this box are all stretch bracelets except for that one memory wire one. So I got the the rhinestones in there. So like I said, I just used white beads just to kind of make these green and white swirl beads kind of pop. So very light, very refreshing. I just really like this box. So, and then this, it was one of the ones that came in the bead mix. If not, it came from my stash, but for some reason I feel like it came in one of those bead mixes that I got. And then more of the rhinestone spacers here, and then just the white beads all around. So there you go. So there is that collection. So I really like this one. Like I said, this was my favorite collection out of this whole box. Alright, so now, in one of my other videos we got like all purple and all green, and I had done all purple sets and all green sets, and someone had commented saying that that I should have mixed the purples and the green together. And it's not something I would have normally done, so I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and give it a try. So, here is the purple and green set. Now, a necklace unlike anything I've ever made before. So it's actually a little too long for my necklace form here, so I'm going to have to hold it up a little bit just so I can show you. So what I did was I made these links out of the rondelles here, and it's an asymmetrical, and this is the clasp down here. So the back is all just chain. So it's all just one length of chain. And like I said, the clasp is actually down here, and it's long enough that you can actually just, well, I believe you can, most people could probably get that over their head without having to undo the clasp, but it does make it easier that the clasp is on the front. And then the front here, I used, like I said, some of the beads from the glass bead mixes. So I just made a nice long pendant. So it has just a couple of the beads here together as one. This is all one component, and then I just attached a bit of chain. And these beads are actually, the holes are big enough that they actually just ride on the chain itself. So they were quite large, and then you can see the end here. I just have it on an eye pin, but I squished the eye pin down, the hole of it, so that the bead would actually go down over it. So there you go. It's a nice long necklace with a nice long pendant. Just something totally different, unlike anything I've ever made before, like I said. And then just another stretch bracelet here to go along with it. And another, just a nice green focal bead. So while these all don't exactly match, they are all green and purple. So like the focal beads on the earrings don't match anything, you know, in any of these other pieces. And then like the bead that's on the bracelet, you know, it doesn't have an exact match on here. This one is, you know, actually this one is pretty similar, but not exactly, like if you see them next to each other. So, but I would say that they go together. So there you go. All right, so that was the next set, set number 3 out of the 5 sets that I made. So here's set number 4. Oops. All right, so here we go. So here are the earrings. So I just used some green faceted rounds. And then this is the 12mm marble style green glass bead. So we have those, the earrings there. We have them again here on the bracelet. So again, just another stretch bracelet. You can see I have these, the gold hexagon little beads in there, which I'm trying to think, what did they come out of? I want to say like one of the Potomac bead boxes or something like that, or dollar bead, one of those. So there's those, and then just have some little gold like daisy spacers in there. So now I actually used silver findings on this one, but I thought that the gold blended in really nicely with the beads themselves. So not something I would typically do, mix, you know, gold and silver. Like you can see, I have the same thing on here, these kind of hexagon beads on there with these silver findings. But I think that these colors just blend so well together with the beads that it doesn't necessarily look like it's different color metal with the different color metal findings. And if you look at the focal bead on here, it kind of has that, you know, tan kind of peachy kind of gold color in here. So that was another reason why I felt like it would be okay to have the gold kind of little spacer beads in here, gold tan kind of colors, and then have it with the silver chain and silver findings. So just a nice longer necklace here. The nice little pendant. I really like these little swirl beads. This was the only one I got in this box, so I thought that turned out nice. And then on the back here, we just have a nice little lobster claw. And this does have an extender chain, so you can make it smaller or bigger, depending on what size you like. So there you go. Alright, so now we have one last set, and this is a very close tie for my favorite out of this. I like the green and white better, but this was a very close tie. I really like this set as well. So this is purple and silver. Lots of purple and silver here. Here is the necklace. And here is the bracelet. Again, another stretch bracelet. So it's definitely the collection of stretch bracelets. So, got the 3 focal beads here, got some spacer beads. Like I said, I just pulled in stuff from my own stash just because this is all just glass beads. So I wanted to be able to bring in something else just to kind of break it up a little bit. Get the crackle beads in here. So these are the 8mm violet crackle glass beads. And these are the purple marble glass beads in the 12mm. And then here is the necklace, and you can see I have these big swirl bead caps on here. So these bead caps I got in strands from Joann's. They come with bead caps on them, and I just deconstruct those and use them, you know, however I want to use them. So you can see those there. And then these spacer beads, I believe they also came from Joann's. So just something fun, just to make a nice purple and silver. And then we have more of the crackle beads here, and then we have a flower toggle clasp, which I believe came from dollarbead.com. So there's that. It could have come from AC Moore now I'm thinking about it, but I still think it could come from Dollar Bead. I'm not positive on that one. So there you go. So that was the last set on that one. So I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead and comment below and let me know which set was your favorite or which piece was your favorite, and leave me any feedback. I love seeing you guys' comments. I'll respond to all you guys. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.